All right, everybody, welcome to the Studying Brew, episode 808. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it's 808 on this beautiful, beautiful November evening. It is Monday. It is the Kona CatchPhrase. That's right. This is your free study. This is your free study of 30 minutes, 30 minutes of fun. We're gonna make the most of this time. We're gonna learn some keywords. We're gonna learn some techniques on how to pass these multiple choice exams. So if you're brand new, welcome. Welcome. We're so happy to have you here. We don't care if it's 808 or the very first. We're still happy to have you here because we want to get you a pass notice. That's right, pass notice. And if you don't know who we are, my name is Andy. I'm the guy that runs the back office, answers all the text messages, social media, all that business in the background that no one cares about, but is essential. If I had a badge, it would say essential worker. Just saying. But you're not here for that. You're here for Brandy. She's got her Series 6. She's got her Series 63, her 26, her Series 65, and her Series 7, which makes her more than qualified to teach you all the things you need to know. So that way you too can strut hard at the Thanksgiving dinner with that pass notice. You're fully licensed and saying, hey, what's that number? Hey, you want to retire well? And pass the gravy. You know what I mean? Just one of those conversations that happens. You never know. Sweet potato pie? IRA? I don't know. Just one of those things you could do. It's a lot of fun. Why not? It's a lot easier to talk about. I'll just say that.
It is.
And guys, and as we're heading into the holidays, you definitely want to be making those connections with your family, your friends, because why are we doing this after all? We're trying to get our family and our community taken care of, make sure they retire with some respect, some pride, and not have to hand out shopping carts in their old age, right? Make sure the people in our community that we care about making a difference, just one appointment by appointment, right? And just doing the right thing. So we want to make sure that you guys get these licenses and make sure you do it. And the best way that we know how is not to just teach you content, but teach you how to read multiple choice exams. Guys, you can read, I said it a million times and I'll say a million times over. You can read an LEM 1,000 times over. You can rewrite it. We've had somebody rewrite the Kaplan LEM 3 times. 3 times. Do you think he walked away with a pass notice? Nope. Nope. Because if it was all about knowing the content and doing that, I would tell you that. I would say, stop everything, go write the book. But that doesn't work. Why? Because it's not a test on content. It's not a test about comprehension. It's all about learning how to listen to what's going on in the question and just answering what's on the screen.
Yes.
But if you can't do that and you can't focus on what are the keywords, what are they even asking me right now? Because it happens. I know there's a lot of you on here. They're either on here live or they're going to watch the replays. Shout out to everybody that watches the replays. We got a lot of people who watch the replays all over the world. Thank you so much. Listen, I know there's some of you been to the exam itself and you've walked in there, you turned on the 1995 computer, you've seen the Windows screen pop up and I know some of you youngsters weren't even alive when this Windows update went out. And it's and even the computer's probably older than you. And anyways, you turn it on, right? And you're like, oh man, this crusty old computer. And the exam goes on, you're hyped, you done all your studying, right? You're excited. The questions start coming at you, and you're like, I don't even know what they're saying right now. Is this even my exam? Hey, I signed up for the SIE and I don't even know what this is. Guys, that happens. It's supposed to. They don't want you to pass. They don't. This is not an exam where they care if you pass or not. Do you know why? Because you're going to be handling people's money that they've earned over 40 something years. They don't want anybody could just go pass an exam, go handle that. They got to weed out all the bad apples. They got to make sure you know what you're doing and know if you know some of the stuff and you're listening. That's the main thing, listening. And if you're not and you're doing the wrong thing, they want to feel okay about throwing the book at you. You know what I mean? It's just the way it is. So they're going to test you like that. So you got to be prepared on how to do it with these strategies and techniques. And tonight we're going to do that with the Monday Kona CatchPhrase. We're going to make a fun thing out of it. We're going to make it a drill. We're going to have a little bit of these questions and answers up there. You're going to participate. But first, the commercial. Guys, nothing's for free, right? And what commercial are we sponsored by? Well, we're sponsored by the viewers like you, members of our KonaButterflyz family. If you want to get in there and you want to learn some content that isn't stale, old, pale, old, and stale, guys, I'm just saying we got a whole different way of learning this stuff. It's more, geared to like, I don't know, today's language. And that way you can understand the testing language, and you're taught by somebody who has all these exams done and has passed them all. So that way you know what is needed in the field and what is not, and then what you can throw away and what you need to keep. That is some of the key words, guys. With the LEM Kaplan book, dude, that thing's 400 and some pages, right? Our study guide's only 68. Guys, we trim all the fat off, so that way you just have what you need to know, and that's it. And then we teach you how to read do the exams with the techniques. We teach you how to study. It's a whole system. It's not just content. If you want to get in on that, we have a bonus week this week. This week, we have 2 extra SIEs hours that we're going to do in the live sessions. There's not really going to be a replay of what happens in those. You just got to be able to be there, because as we're building up our new program coming in January, we're letting you guys all participate, and we got extra hours this week. We've added an extra hour on Thursday, and we added an hour on Wednesday.
Yes.
If you're a member, I just hit your email box with the new schedule. If you're on our Google Calendar, you already got that in there. If you're on our Discord and our events, you'll see that already added in there, and the topics and all that great stuff. So make sure that you're all keyed into all of that stuff. If you want to join us for any of this stuff, scan the QR code, hit the links in the chat, check out my links. I got an orientation replay that kind of goes over everything that we're doing at the moment, even though that's going to update. But you get the idea. And then we have the Studying Brew, we have the Telegram, we have all kinds of stuff, the study guides, all the stuff in there that you guys can get linked up with us and join us. Just join us, join in. It doesn't matter where you're at and you're studying. It doesn't matter what part you've started already, you haven't started. It doesn't matter if it's tomorrow or the next week. It doesn't matter. You just jump in the flow. That's how we do it. We don't want to make you guys wait for anything, and we definitely want you guys to get going right away. So you just hit the QR code, hit the scan the QR code, hit the links in the chat, get into my orientation, check it out. We got free, we got paid. We can hit me up on Telegram. You can hit me up on Patreon. You can text me over there, or Discord, or Instagram. You can hit me on all those spots. My 866 number right now, if you text me, I can't text back. So if you're like under the age of 30 and you don't like it when people call you back when you text them, I swear, I'm like the old person right now. I'm like the older person in the room who calls back when you want to text back. Don't do that on my 866 number, because I'll have to, because I can't text back right now. So you're going to have to hit me up on Instagram or Telegram or one of those, and I'll text back. It's fine. But if you hit me up on the phone number, I'm going to have to call you. Otherwise, I can't respond. Just so you know that. Unless you want me to email you back. And then you're like, no, who are we? How old am I? I'm not doing email. So go ahead and just hit me on the other spots. All right. We have a reminder for the SIE and the Series 26. I know my kids tell me all the time, they're like, dude, seriously, with the email? Like, how old are your students? I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to strangle you. I'm like, some people aren't like, I don't know, teen. They still do email. I don't know if people know that younger generations, they don't do email anymore.
Not really.
No. If they're like, can't you just snap them? I'm like, dude, people are not going to do a snap. All right. All right. Anyways, types of accounts we're going over: SIE, 8 a.m. in Hawaii, 10 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. in the East. 26, we got your questions. We got the 10 a.m. in Hawaii, 12 p.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Mountain, 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. in the East. And there you go. All right. Well, that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow. Check it out. We got a lot going on. All right. If you have not been following me on Instagram, I wish you would, because you know what? Not only do I have our Kona Hall of Fame, but also there is some great information on how they passed. Guys, I don't just do that normal thing where people just put a picture and like, oh, hey, this person passed, whatever. No, they actually give me a quote and they tell me what helped them pass. Go through it, read it. It's like you can see everything. I don't filter, I don't tell them what to say, none of that stuff. So you can check it out. And when we get a passer to send us a picture and they let me know and they tell me what helped them guess what, Brandy?
What?
I add another one to the Kona Hall of Fame because we got passes. Yes, we do. We got passes. We got passes. Congratulations. We had an awesome passer. Thank you so much for sending this out. What can I say about Gladys? She's amazing. She's just amazing. She's just a great person to be around. She's gave me the great topic for tomorrow night, really tied it all up. And she put it all together, or what, I don't know where she got it from, but we'll hear from her in just a second. But she talked about the 3 C's.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope she talks about it in a minute, but it's commitment, consistency, and completion. And what can I say? That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And we're happy to be honored to have helped Gladys pass the Series 6. We are one step closer to getting fully licensed. And I could go on and on about this, but I'd rather not. I'd rather you hear straight from Gladys on how she passed. If you could, Gladys, I would like to go ahead and let you unmute yourself and let all the fine people know exactly on how you got this thing done. And welcome and congratulations once again.
Hi, guys. Thank you. Just truly grateful and blessed. I'm so grateful that I found you guys. I just, it was from the SIE to now, it was a lot longer than I wanted, but never stopped. I never stopped. And I have to tell you, the library is on Discord is a must. I use that every single day. So I always looked at, and then, I went over through course video and things that I wasn't sure of, I wasn't grabbing the understanding. I went straight to the library because it just solidified everything that Brandy was explaining on the videos. So flashcards, graph paper, and then the 10-minute quizzes are I have to. I mean, it just helps you with the final test. I ended up having, when I finished all my questions, and this is what that review, it said I had 45 minutes left on my test.
Wow, that's awesome.
It was the 10-minute quizzes because it teaches you how to move, I struggled a little bit with the OMs because of the connections. You know how you guys always say it's a whole nother way of learning.
Yeah,
connections, not comprehension, which is so crazy. But trying to tie everything in, some things work, but overall, I mean, you guys have just, the way you give us the study, the way you show us. I mean, Brandy, when you do the OMs on those questions, you make it look so easy, and we're like, how'd you find that word? So, but no, I just appreciate you guys. You guys are wonderful. This whole Kona family is so supportive and just full of love. And you guys give from your heart. I mean, you just truly give from your heart. You're always trying to make it simple for us, and you have no idea what that does for all of us who struggle a little bit more than others. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you for all those keywords. Thank you for all those nice words, and we appreciate it, really do. And thank you so much for sharing all the stuff you've shared in your post on the Instagram and wherever else I posted it. It really is helpful to everybody, and I just love the fact that you said it. Like, it took a little bit longer, but as someone put in the chat, they were like, "But you still got the job done." And I said that as to all the members last night. Look, the speed limit might say 80, but if you go 40, you're still going to get there. Yeah. And that's all that matters. And that's all that matters.
Absolutely.
And that's where I think the 3 C's come in, like the commitment to myself, the consistency, because even though sometimes I would miss the class or the brew, the library, that was my go-to. And then just completing, knowing I had to complete it. And the accountability is to myself, because at some point, you guys can be very supportive, and when you don't see the job being done, you're like, it comes down to you doing the work.
That's
And so
right.
that's where the accountability comes to me, and saying, okay, I need to be doing this, and like I said, you guys are great support, but ultimately it's always the accountability to myself.
Yes. And you did it. You did it.
Yeah.
Congratulations. What do you want to add, Brandy?
No, I mean, there's really not much to add. She said everything. She used, I mean, she used pretty much everything that we had. She used, guys, I actually never thought of the whole flash quiz, which we talk about, on
Yeah.
Tuesdays, for the speed.
Yeah.
But it makes total sense, right? And so those 10 question, 10-minute quizzes, guys, especially once you get to the 63, speed is everything. Speed and accuracy. And she took full advantage of those flash quizzes to make sure it happens for her. I mean, to get a test done that gives you an hour and a half, and she had 45 minutes left. That's huge.
That's
It is.
awesome.
It was. I reviewed 3 questions, and you know how you say, don't go back unless you know. But you know what? I passed, and I just did it.
It's too late. They can't take it back now.
That's right.
You walked out.
I'll take it.
That's right.
I love it.
Congratulations. And thank you so much for
Yeah.
being on here and sharing. Let's get that series
Yeah.
63.
Yep.
Speed is
Already
of
on
the
it.
essence. Speed is of the essence. You heard Brandy. So keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yep.
And let's knock it out.
She was in class today.
Awesome. No wasting no time.
Nope.
Nope.
All right.
No.
Well, there you go, guys. Thank you so much, Gladys, again, once more. And I mean, she said it, keywords, doing the 10-minute flash quiz. If you guys aren't new to us and you don't know what that is, that's a thing that Brandy did. And we have our people do it too when it comes to the keywords, doing flash quizzes, guys. That's 10 minutes, 10 questions. That means 1 minute of thought. That gives you no time to second guess and just going with it.
Yep.
And when you drill yourself like that, it's just like bam, bam. It's really sharpening the edge of your axe, the edge of the blade of your axe. It's just really sharpening those skills and really looking for those keywords, not overthinking, just going with it. Bam, 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 bam. And it helps. So speaking of that, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's time to get into the Kona catchphrase. We heard about keywords. We heard about these flash quizzes. We heard about making connections. So tonight, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take it a little slow, not like tomorrow night where Brandy just flies through it, right? But what we're gonna do is we're gonna put some questions up on the screen. We always do answers first, always Kona way. Always look at answers first, because sometimes you can get the answer without even looking at the question if you're paying attention. So what we want you to do is pay attention. What are those key words? What are the key words? Is there any patterns in those answers? Sometimes 2 answers are opposite of each other. Sometimes they're exactly the same. They're worded different, but they're exactly saying the exact same thing. So when we see that, we know that that can't be the answer. So we're already at a 50-50. Are we seeing what we call Mona, right? Those must, only, never, always. Are we seeing a lot of the other things that we talk about, like, do they start off with the same words? Like each sentence, does it start off with the same word? All these little things. Make observations as we go through it. And I want you to participate. I want you to put what you think are the keywords. Don't be shy. Put it in the chat. See how you line up. See how you mark yourself, or how you rate yourself with what Brandy says at the end. She'll say, these are all the keywords. This is what you guys missed. See how you do. That's how you get better. But you got to put yourself out there. You got to just kind of participate and just do it. So as we go through it, I'm going to read them. You guys go ahead and put it in the chat, and we'll do the questions and then just see how you do it. Let's go. Let's play. All right, D. All of these choices. C, a qualified custodian maintains the funds. B, the advisor sends quarterly statements to the client. A, the advisor notifies the client in writing about how and where their funds or securities will be managed. Managed. No, weird about that. And yes, A has an and in it. Yes, very good, very good, very good. You know how I love those answers with an and. Qualified, yeah. D, all the choices. Advisor client funds. Notifies.
Dun, 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 dun.
A and B are advisor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Quarterly.
Yes, quarterly.
Maintains fund.
Let me know when you have enough.
There's like one more part in A, but I mean, I'm being picky.
There's one thing that you guys are missing in A. Managed? No.
No.
Kinda.
No. In writing. There you go. In writing and that one more. Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Oh, and you guys are missing the fact that this says all. Okay, here's what I do, by the way.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
When I see all these, nothing stands out as like being bad in this set.
None of them sound like they're not legit. Like all of them sound pretty legit.
Like-
like if I have not studied at all and I see this on here, I'm like, oh, the advisor sends quarterly statements. That sounds pretty legit.
I want
Qualified custodian maintain. Yeah, I want a qualified person to maintain it. Right. A sounds super legal. That sounds about good. D, that sounds legit. I think I would go with D. I would almost say, yeah, I would go with D.
because nothing stands out about like that doesn't sound right. You want to know in writing how and where your money is. You want a quarterly statement, and it's a qualified custodian. So why couldn't it be all? Does that make sense?
Look how crystal clear this is by looking at the answers first.
Yeah.
And look how what happens if you would have read the question first and how not clear it might have been.
Exactly.
Is it unlawful for an investment advisor to take custody of a client's funds or securities unless it is unlawful for an investment advisor to take custody of a client's funds or securities unless
There you go. Boom. That's like an accept. That's a twist. Does that make sense?
Yep. So in that case, it is D.
There you go.
Because think about it. Right? Unless all of these other things are being done.
Right. And I was answering it from like, if you had my funds and securities, what would I want to be treated as?
They're doing all these things. You
Securities,
can't take
vocabulary.
custody.
Yeah.
You're doing all the right things. You can't take custody of my stuff.
Like, you're doing the right thing, so go ahead. That's what it's saying.
Yeah. Whatever. Got it. All right. On a blockchain. C, on a broker dealer's records. B, at a clearinghouse. A, on a trade report maintained by an exchange. At, on, records, on A. Everybody's noticing on A's and 3, and then B has an at A. Okay, could be key. Trade report. What's a blockchain? I probably would have said. I'd have been like blockchain. I don't think I've heard that as many times.
You guys don't think blockchain is important?
I didn't say it wasn't. I just haven't heard it as many.
No, I know, but I'm looking at the chat. There you go. Because
I keep
yes,
saying it, but nobody was going for it.
exactly.
They're like,
Right.
they're
Now, okay.
all the dunce over there. Is like keep saying blockchain. I'm not paying attention.
Now, here's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to answer the what is a blockchain question. Instead, I'm going to say, does that sound like trading, clearinghouse, or broker dealer?
Hey, this is what I'm going to say about that. Look, in the exam, right? You might have a vocabulary word that you just it's not ringing as loud. You know, you're like, I may or may not have heard a blockchain in my studying. I don't know. There were so many dang things. I did the Kaplan thing. There was 489 pages. How am I supposed to keep track of blockchain? You know what I mean? It's a lot, right? That should stand out. That should stand out. You should be like, D's just different just because I haven't heard that as much. I'm not saying it's it. I'm not saying it's wrong. It just stands out because I haven't heard it.
There you go.
A cryptocurrency transaction is recorded. Recorded.
I guess recorded.
Yeah.
So where's your link?
Where is the link? Are you giving a hint there?
Everybody's ignoring. Everybody is ignoring
I know.
D.
Transaction.
Guys, is cryptocurrency a security?
No.
Is a blockchain securities related?
No.
There's your answer. There's your connection. I thought this one was actually going to be easy.
No, people are overcomplicating it.
Crypto.
Do you know why you haven't heard of it in your security studying? Because it's not a securities. It's not security. It's not. That is them throwing a curveball at you. This will happen at the exam. They will throw things at you that are not securities because they know you are so keyed in on everything that's current that is securities that you're ignoring things.
Right. You guys are ignoring the obvious.
You're ignoring the obvious. I thought it was obvious when you said, "Do you see the link?" I'm like, dude, can you not give it away even more?
I didn't even
I'm all the link in the chain.
Can I say, guys, this is a perfect example of free your mind. This is connect, not comprehend. This is exactly what Gladys was saying. This is looking at these questions differently. And if you guys notice, what did I put right here? I put this every Monday, by the way. Keywords are not always securities vocabulary. And boom.
This happens on the real exam.
This does
folks.
happen on the real exam.
Happens on the real exam.
By the way, this is a test topic. This is a test topic for those of you studying for the 65 and 66.
The test topic would be
cryptos, not securities.
They're not securities. They're not regulated by
The SEC.
There you go. All right. Ooh. Now look at everybody's already itching. They're like, oh my gosh, we're gonna have math. Do you know what time it is? 15%, 25%, 10%, 5%. Remember, we're making observations. Making observations, right? Someone already made it. 5% is the low one, 25 is the high one, right? And then there's 10 and 15. They're all like, all go by 5, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Denominator of 5.
5 is single. B is the only one that ends in the 0.
What would be the annualized rate of the return for a mutual fund that has returned 25% over a 5-year period? You are dirty. Because you are just messing with people.
Oh,
now.
I didn't even read this question. I did not.
I know what you did.
Read this question.
I know what you did.
I didn't read this question.
I know what you did. But I'll see if I'm right. If she told you she didn't even read the
I
question,
didn't read the question, guys.
that means you could get the answer without looking at the question. That means no math.
I had no idea this was even talking about annualized rate of return.
Brandy just did a step back.
First of all, guys, I'm hinting to you, annualized 5 years. Boom, there's that. Okay. And then there's 25 over that 5 years. I don't know about you guys, but 5 divided by 5, last time I checked, was 5.
Boom, boom. So easy.
Guys, all I did was solve 25, 5%, click. It literally took me 1 second to answer this question. I didn't even know we were talking about annualized rate of return until Andy just read it. Okay with that. I don't always have to be right.
Just got to go with it. If you guys are thinking too much math, you're probably getting it wrong.
Yeah. This isn't a math test.
It's not a math exam.
Sorry.
We all say that. It's not a math exam. The surrender period will be moved up to accommodate the investor. C, the compliance officer and the representative will have to rescind the bonus annuity. B, the Internal Revenue Code will assume all fees for the bonus annuity that would have been paid by the investor. A, the investor will have to forfeit the bonus and have to pay a surrender fee.
Can I just say something?
What?
I'm gonna help you guys out tonight. I just feel like it. I know.
They're never going to learn how to tie their shoes if you keep tying them for them.
There's 2 answers here that made me laugh. There's 2 in here that
Let them play it out first. Assume all, period moved up. People are marking stuff. And A has an, okay, A and C have and. Yeah, B is long. Good. What else? I know Brandy's just chomping at the bit here. All fees. A, B, D has investor. A surrender, forfeit. Paid by investor. Surrender will have to.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Guys, B, when has the IRS
Never. I laughed my butt off when I just read that. I didn't want to give it away, but I'm like, B, I'm like, seriously? Oh yeah, the IRS is all, hey, don't worry about the fees. I got them. Yeah, right.
So that's number one that made me.
That's so funny.
And then have you ever heard of surrender periods being moved because, oh, hey, I know you need to withdraw out of this contract. We'll be nice and we'll go ahead and move our surrender period for you.
Right.
No, guys, they're banking that person's going to remove so they can get the fees.
Yeah, they almost go like this. They almost go like this. Oh, you need your money earlier? Huh.
Cha-ching.
Guess what, fool? You got to pay the surrender fee.
Cha-ching.
They want that. They're a business, bro. How do you think they're making money off you?
To involve the compliance officer? No, we're not. So, guys, the answer is A.
Right.
Does that make sense? The answer is A. I'm just saying because we laughed at B and D. We're not involving
Remember,
a compliance officer.
Don't be so focused. You're not looking at what those answers are saying because look how silly B, C, and D are. They're almost like jumping off the page, going, "That's ridiculous. That's crazy." Right?
Right.
Don't miss the obvious. And we haven't even read the question yet. But if the investor cannot wait for the length of surrender period to get his investment back from a bonus annuity, which of the following occurs?
You lose your bonus and you have to pay the surrender fees. That's the whole point. They're banking on that.
The bank banks on it.
They're like, please.
It's not the bank.
Can you please do it in the first year so I can get that 10%?
Yeah, they're like, please do. D, all of the choices listed are required to have known. All of the choices listed are required to have know your customer regulations. C, insurance companies. B, broker dealers. A, banks. Dum, dum, dum. KYC. Insurance companies. Yes. I was trying to give hints, but B and D. All right. I mean, A is a bank. It has nothing to do with securities, right?
That is true.
All the following financial institutions are required to have know your customer regulations in place, except.
I mean, if they were all financial institutions and you're going to have my money in some form, wouldn't you want to know me?
I would assume. Definitely the keyword is the except.
Guys, if you have my money, please get to know me.
Yeah. All of them deal with some sort of fee, a premium, a payment, or whatever. They need to know you. They don't need to know you and they just want your money.
Know your customer.
That's not good.
No. All right, it's the last.
D, a written agreement that the financial institution will insure any customer accounts held by the broker-dealer. C, a written agreement guaranteeing access by FINRA and SEC to the premises of the financial institution for audit purposes. B, a written agreement that sets forth the compensation arrangements of the parties. A written agreement that sets forth the responsibilities of the party. Now, I know y'all are looking at this and you're like, man, this is some legal jargon that's got me all mixed up at this late hour. Randy, why you hit me with that?
How many of you guys are forced to take how many of you are forced to take quizzes at night because it's the only time you have available and you're exhausted?
It happens. Nicole says me. Yes.
Dude, guys, I have been pushing through these things. Yes. I don't like studying at night, but that was like my only choice.
That was the only time. I know as you guys look for the keywords, Brandy used to walk around with her iPad and take her quizzes because if she sat down, she would pass out. So she would just pace up and down the hallway and do her quizzes because that was the only way she could stay awake.
Even dressed in my like business attire, sitting at the kitchen table, I'd still fall asleep. Says any customer accounts. Okay, so I like that. It says any customer account, and nobody is noticing the fact that D also, there you go, says insure.
Good job.
That's awesome. You guys caught it. All right.
Networking arrangements between a member and a financial institution shall include all of the following, except. Again with the except.
I know there was a lot of accepts tonight, guys. I tried to skip the accepts, but there was like
But you know what?
15.
The accepts are what gets you in the exams.
Yes.
And this is more like the way it's written in the exam, by the way, because I know in Kaplan they embolden it, they make it all big. That doesn't happen in the real exam. They try to sneak it past you.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure that you keep track of those accepts. Yeah.
Okay, so
Everybody got
what
the
though?
accept. But what?
What?
Well, except what? What are we looking for? What? Member and financial institution.
Okay.
Networking arrangement?
Yeah.
I know they weren't saying it.
Yeah. Now, except what?
It's 30 minutes. Guys.
Now you're right, guys. Guaranteeing performance is bad, but that's not saying, it's just saying guaranteeing access for audits. So I see what you guys are doing.
Customer
Accounts, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that's the only one that has customer in it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know why that one was different, but that one's different because I can't have a bank insure my broker-dealer stuff.
No. They're two separate entities, right?
Yeah. Deposits and SIP.
One's FDIC, one's SIPC.
And you guys know that this word right here, that was your flag. That was your subtle hint right there.
Any? Like it's just any of them?
Like you're just gonna insure mine too?
Any of
That's
them?
like,
I mean, have you ever heard of an insurance company just be like, yeah, anything, just yeah, what's under the roof, whatever. Yeah, right.
yes.
We all know that ain't true. Insurance companies ain't like that. They're in a
Nah,
business. They're not going to try to like pay out if they don't have to.
Right.
There's stipulations. There's things they will cover and there's things they won't.
KYC, know your customer. No, I'm just kidding.
And with that, everybody, we came to an end. Please put your tables in an upright position. And as we land this Studying Brew plane and you guys embark on your own quizzes, go do your own 10-question flash quiz, just like Gladys said. And congratulations again to Gladys. Thank you for sharing some key stuff, dropping those gold bars off so everybody can pick them up and go get their pass notice. But it's not just about Gladys. It's about you. Go use some of the stuff that you saw tonight. The only way you get better at this stuff is you practice it. You just read it, simplify it. Hear us in the back of your head going, it's not that hard. I'm making this too difficult. Man, I know there's just some keyword that I'm not seeing here that just makes it so easy. And yeah, it's there, just like that. So do that. Practice. Don't be an Allen Iverson. Like that. Every live session, we have live sessions tomorrow. We got test taking techniques tomorrow night. Everybody, stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your friend's face. That's all I know. Keep that positive mental attitude. PMA, everybody. Have a great night.
Thank you guys for being on. We super appreciate you guys. Look beyond security's vocabulary. I promise you a lot of the stuff you already know. Practice it in your next quiz. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great